Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knox. That's with 3 X's cause he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knox, from Cena to the Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, it's a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You can call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping. Perfect Plex Radio. Simply, we about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go!
Hear me, nobody can hear me. There you go. Around the blocks with Mike Knox. Guys, wow, was muted. That's funny. Things happen. Now I know you're back on Perfect Plex Talk Radio. This started 14 years ago, guys. Welcome to the show. The pros, icons, ayatos, and rock and rollers listen to. And no, right before you see 3 beautiful black faces, but Dice Man will be here later today. You know he got a baby, brand new baby. He a new father. So the baby, got a hangnail. He got to go find out what's going on. And it's okay. I digress. He is here. But today, people, the rebranding of Perfect Plex Talk Radio is I had to rebrand it because on Unpopular Review, I've been around the blocks with Mike Knox. And if you know, that's my name, right? If you don't know how I spell it, look down below. It's with 3 X's. Because like all your dumbass wrestling opinions, including my stupid ass wrestling opinion, I'm hardcore enough to say it's my dumbass wrestling opinion. Okay? So spell my name with 3 X's. So that felt like it was more me. Shout out to Christopher Platt with 2 T's from the chair shot hashtag use your head. Now here on UPR as well. Shout out to Dice Man. Shout out to everybody who's joined me during that time of finding what it should have been. And shout out to good friend of the program, Tracy Murray, who once time smacked me upside the head, like not physically, but metaphorically, and saying, they asked for Mike Knox. That's who they hired. Then give them Mike Knox. Y'all asked for Perfect Plex Talk Radio. We're going to give you Perfect Plex Talk Radio. So enough of my voice. Today, I am joined by some old friends. One you remember on this network from the urban sports scene. I almost said that team that ain't y'all team name no more. The Washington Commanders, field reporter and more. My man, Wally! Wow. What's going on, Wally?
It was good, man. I'm on my dark side. Look, man, I'm on that Darth Vader Sith type thing. You know what I'm saying? So we out here. We're gonna talk some wrestling. So I may be on the unpopular side. So we good with it though.
All right. First of all, in that intro, y'all saw Dice, so stop it. Okay? And I'm gonna tell you the same thing, Steve. I told him and I told everybody else. If y'all want your face, listen, I'm gonna give you my Suge Knox for right now. If y'all want Mike Knox all up in the video, all up on the microphone, then grab the mic. Because when the mic ain't hot, I got to make it hot. So there it is like that. So also joining me, Jesus Christ, and I mean that with all due respect. I don't know where else. If you think I do a lot of podcast radio, then meet someone who used to be here with me a while ago. I'm always going to call him a professor. He got a brand new show to start today. And this ain't like your wrestling kind of show. This is like you want to think about what's going on with your money, your life, and your finances, and all that kind of stuff in your government. Talk to this man right here. I call him Professor. You know him as KME. What's going on, KME?
What's up, Mike? What's up, Wale? It feels good to be back here, man. I practically grew up with you, right? I met you. I was in my 20s. I'm now in my early 40s.
Yeah, we've been here for a minute. I try to tell people I'm old in this game. You know what I'm saying? It's like we were doing this and getting interviews and from the start of things like Bleacher Report and things like that. But enough of our credentials, people. Enough of that. All right. Because last week I made a post that kind of got a lot of people upset. That's today's show's topic, right? And it was like, I made a comment. Shout out to King Vaughn Jr. 720 backstage. My social media to the icon stars and ayatos and rock and rollers. If you know Wally, because you've been on the show with him, the brother will be real quick to tweeting out something you say. And sometimes not fully what you say, but you ride with it.
Cool.
Right?
You got to.
So I wrote with my comment that I made, and I'm going to stay with it. The conversation was people were upset in the wrestling business that Cody Rhodes' first match was against The Miz.
Oh, yeah.
So my only point in making everything about the comment was, y'all act like it ain't the fucking Miz. Okay? And AEW fans, which, it's like church. Did you go to church last night? Yesterday? I did because I'm not a CME member. So I'm not going to go on Easter when I didn't go on, 2 Sundays ago.
I'm agnostic, so I don't.
You agnostic, right? So
I feel bad. I had my girl came to town, so I felt like I couldn't do it. You know what I mean? We had to kind of spend time together.
So either way, that's the AEW fan base in me as well, right? So I'm in the fan base, but I'm not in the fan base. So basically, they were getting their thongs up their arses. So I was offended. When I get offended, I say some crazy shit. The crazy shit I said, and I stick by it. Outside of the top guys, that means, no, I'm not talking Jim Ross. Okay? No, I'm not talking Sting, which I still think is debatable. But Jericho, the top AEW guys, right? That's 4 or 5 tops. Let's keep it real. Outside of that 4 or 5, The Miz is more known than everybody over there. And people, oh my God, you'd have thought I said ECW was extreme crappy wrestling and KME. You remember what happened last time I said that? Okay. All hell broke loose, right? So whenever I make a video separate from doing a show, that means damn. And I had to do that. So in response to that, shout out to, again, backstage, social media icons, social media manager, Mr. King John Jr. 720 on the Twitter. He said, Mike, we got to identify what makes this person. What makes you GOAT, right? What makes that person say, well, this person can be the GOAT because of this? Now, y'all have been with me before on Soul and Sports and here on Perfect Plex as well, KME. And I have a criteria. Y'all can correct it. Please correct it if you feel it needs to be corrected or if I'm missing something. Okay. To me, and we've talked about this kind of stuff before, all of us, what matters to be GOAT-ish is titles, right? Titles do matter, even though we know it's written for anybody to be champion. It still matters, right? Their dance partner. Y'all know what that means. We've had those shows before, KMA. Who they dance with better? Bret and Michaels. And their dance partner can't be no scrub, you know what I'm saying? Like Barry Horowitz or some shit. You know what I mean? Like their dance partner has to be damn near GOAT-ish of all-time great as well. Okay. Sales, which includes merchandise, main eventing, pay-per-views, butts and seats, all that good stuff. And then outside of the wrestling business, that means TV, movies, music, cartoon, any kind of pop culture you want to include there, they know this person's name, right? Damn near, as I think about it out loud, KME, I think of Big Show because he has so many damn TV shows and he's a giant, right? So maybe the Big Show. And I still venture to think that Miz is still more known than the Big Show, despite his stature, right? So that's what led me to this what makes a GOAT conversation. So what I'm doing is I gave you guys right there. That's called the pot. That's called the what's that shit my wife used to make meals with? The damn thing that's slow. The crock pot. That's the crock pot of the show. So let that marinate. Okay. While I go ahead and give the week in wrestling. What we had this week in wrestling was a great week in pro wrestling. Okay. And I'm gonna start off with last week aforementioned match I just mentioned with Cody Rhodes and his appearance on Raw last week taking on the Miz. First being on the Miz TV. Then going into the match, just Raw itself, I see a shift in the WWE. Now, whether that shift is going to be good or not, I mean, it's Vince.
With Cody, it's good. With Cody, it's good. With Cody, it's good. With Cody, it's good.
You two know me. I'm always going to be drinking from the Kool-Aid, although the cup is half full. Okay? So I'm still sipping. on some scissor, but I know that what they call that shit they be drinking, them kids be drinking, that cough syrup ain't good for you. I don't care if you put Sprite with it or not.
They're still drinking that?
They're still drinking that shit. I'm just saying that people stupid. Okay. So
shout out Pimp C.
Okay, man.
Shout out.
So I'm gonna start with you on that, Wally. Your thoughts on last week's Monday Night Raw. Because this week you're gonna get Theory, who changed his last name. Well, lost his first name, no longer Austin. That means he wins this belt because Finn Balor, to me, who should be on his way to go be with AJ Styles. I want to see the Bullet Club reformed over there. You want Vince to get some eyes turned? Do that shit. Stop playing around. Agreed. You get these sexy vixens, all four. My God, like this is just like get the lotion out, mama. Forgive me. Put the kids to sleep. You got Flamin Young. You got Russia's. You got Ravishing Rhea Ripley. You got Liv Morgan. I want the Liv Morgan that does her Instagram with those big ass glasses. She so damn sexy with that shit on. We got the stupid lie detector test about Ellsworth tonight, and then this dumbass wedding. So, with all that being said, your thoughts are raw. It's funny or not, I don't care. Some things you need to keep in wrestling. Some things you need to let go.
Of course.
And I think AEW, TNA can pull that shit off. I mean, WWE's been pulling it off at least once a year. There's a fucking wedding. I feel like. Yeah. All right. If it's probably more than that, shoot me. But anyway, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw last week?
Oh, I like the Miz Cody segment. I think the Miz gets a lot of flack. I think he's great. I think the Miz he's entertaining. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, his character hasn't changed. It's been this. I think the only issue with the Miz is that, you know, a lot of people you tend to evolve throughout the years. The Miz has been pretty much the same character. But no issue on that. Though. I don't got an issue with it, but he hasn't evolved. Like even the Undertaker evolved, right? You know what I'm saying? Even Taker evolved. But I don't have an issue with the Miz Cody. I think the segment was cool. That you have two friends, they're real life friends. So they were in the ring, kind of, you know, shooting a good promo. And in the ring, it was what it was. I don't have an issue with the Mig's wrestling ability. I think people get kind of go over the top with that. It was a good match. So I didn't have an issue with that segment. And so everything else, you know, like Raw is pretty much everything is now. The only issue I have with the WWE product and even Raw, because now it's like the direction. There's no belts, so you don't kind of know what's what. Is that everything's geared to Roman? Like it's all Roman. I love Roman, so I don't want people to know I'm not a Roman hater. Right. I love Roman.
Put them fucking ones
but up. You know what I'm saying? But Mike, the only issue that
I've been fighting for Roman for 5 years.
I know. I'm giving you. I love Roman, but we all remember like when we watched the WWE, when back then was WWF, like there was multiple characters that even if it was the Stone Cold and Stone Cold was grossing how much money, it was still like The Rock, Triple H, like they were still building those characters.
I always beg to differ with that thought process right there of the Attitude Era. I'm being honest.
You think they was all about Stone Cold?
You know, listen, because a couple weeks ago, there's a commercial that Dice makes fun of me. Yeah, right. Which about they shove Roman down your throat. You heard me say this. WWE will shove anybody down your throat. They shoved Daniel Bryan down my throat. Now,
I'm not even arguing that. Like I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing about shit. He could be. But I'm saying like there were other people that you kind of like. It was other people under. Like I'm not saying like.
But Stone Cold, Rock, however you insert in that area, they started, they middle, and they ended.
Yeah.
That's the same thing.
Here it's all like.
I get what Wale's saying.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
It's there's no underneath guys that you buy as credible going against any of the main eventers. Yeah, like when I used to watch WWE back in the day, you would see the Rock and Sock Connection tag team against the Holly Cousins, and you wouldn't be like surprised or floored if the Holly Cousins won. It was that they did a better job.
I love the fucking Hollies, by the way. Yeah. I did. Crash Holly. That may he rest in peace. He came out with that damn scale. I lost my mind.
Yeah,
they gave Mick Foley the belt. Like no one thought he was going to get the belt over the Rock.
Right. Yeah. It was just now. It's just such a stretch to believe that anybody is messing with Lashley. Anybody's messing with Roman. True. Anybody's messing with Brock. And I do think that's a problem with WWE that you don't really have in Impact or in AEW, where the number 3 is so all the way down from number 1 and 2. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. But I think in terms of like last week Raw, I mean, some of the issues that folks had. you know, but Cody and Miz, that sticks out to me. That's like the thing that a lot of people were talking about. Right. I had no issue with it. I liked it. I didn't after the fact when I was hearing the flack about the Miz and this, that, and the other. I'm like, to your point, Mike, and we discussed this on Twitter. I think we were going to. I may have took it out of context initially. We ended up agreeing.
Like it's early in the morning.
Yeah, I know it was early in the morning. I couldn't argue it's early in the morning, but end up agreeing. We end up agreeing though, right? Like at the end of the day, like to me, the Miz, arguably in terms of outside of wrestling, is arguably the most unpopular WWE individual right now in terms of the product. Because the Miz is known.
You made a comment, and some other people made the comments about he might be even more known than
Roman.
Because you know what I'm saying.
So you look at the real world, what he did in the real world.
Yep.
He's done on reality TV
show, absolutely. Yep.
Like, and even his work on the WWE. In terms of outside of the WWE, the Miz may be more popular. Might be the most popular person.
So when I make that statement, that's all I was saying. Yeah. People was taking it out of. Go ahead.
In current wrestling, sorry.
Yeah,
current wrestling.
So when you say there is a difference between popularity and being well known.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I'd venture to say that Tom Cruise is more popular than Donald Trump. Is Tom Cruise more well known than Donald Trump? I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So we have to kind of understand.
And that's why I always say the underbelly of a tweet.
Right. Yeah. We have to understand the metrics that you're using to compare them. I mean, if you're using like social media followers, then it's easy to say, okay, the Miz has way more social media followers than anybody else. But as far as YouTube views go, CM Punk has way more YouTube views than the Miz with AEW. So it's one of those things where you have to look at correlations and metrics and numbers and to be universally right. If you're not going to waste the time doing that, then it's just an opinion.
I called it a damn professor. He's giving you guys numbers, but again, and that's you hit the nail on the head. It's just an opinion.
Yeah.
It's just an opinion. And like that right there, Jason Michael Campbell, seriously, he saw things saying that Barry Horowitz should belong in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to say this as I've always said. Yes. Why not? It's fucking wrestling. They all belong in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. WWE told us a long time ago that they're just putting anybody in that
There's
Hall
no
of Fame.
guidelines to the Hall of Fame. Yeah. You know what I mean? He wrestled all those matches, lost all those matches. To this day, 40 years later, I still...
Barry Horowitz was a beast. Barry Horowitz, man, was a beast. I have cable. Superstars was my thing. Anytime you fought Barry Horowitz you knew that, for it wouldn't just be like a straight out real jobber. It would be a competitive jobber. He was a competitive jobber. That's what I call him.
Right. And I always tell people that's where WWE made their problem at, is that they started calling everybody superstars. Right. And then when wrestling itself, everybody gets mad at WWE for that, but wrestling as a whole took that under. Well, everybody and anybody should be that person. And I personally disagree with that. I disagree with that. And that's just where I stand with wrestling. Certain people are enhancement talent. Doesn't mean I don't think you're good at what you do. I'm not putting you down as a person, but everybody don't got it to be world champion.
Yeah.
Point blank and simple. I don't look like my man Hangman Page. I'm just saying. That's a handsome gentleman right there. Okay. Did you see that beard cut? I ain't got no Duncan Collinsworth for those who know what I'm talking about right there. I watch so much damn TV. Okay. I'm just keeping it real. All right. So Steve texts in, Hogan even made Paul White in WCW. The dude was a nobody when he came out. The fact I ain't kind of seen his fucking name on fucking air, man. Right. Dominated and picked the giant over his head for his career. We call him
talk about you gotta talk about it. You gotta talk
Hogan. Until he gives us a proper apology.
Man, you talk
not
about
bullshit over
if this is a GOAT discussion, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You're going to have to hear it.
Discussion. And
you got to hear it.
I'm going to move on as well with that and go on to SmackDown last week, where I asked a question because, damn, it felt good to see the Usos finally give me the Usos from 2-3 years ago with a promo. It really felt good to see them, go back, play out that word play. Y'all the twos, and we the ones. I love that. And as soon as you think the Usos didn't kill this shit, y'all forget that fucking Randy Orton smokes weed with Snoop.
He's a beast, man. He's just that's a dude like, damn, GOAT discussion. Like, we can't, like, in terms of just what, in terms of what we talk about in the profession of wrestling, right? Does it get any better than Randy Orton? Like, real talk. I mean, everybody, you can back who you want to back. Roman got swag. Roman's dope. Don't get it twisted. But we just talk about the overall game of it. Is anybody really better than Randy Orton? And I don't care what production, where you come from. I don't care where company you with. Like,
Randy Orton's like Randy Moss.
Yeah.
If he's motivated to be Randy Orton, then he can be the greast.
Yes.
But when he's not motivated, you see it on his face.
But don't he look happy with bro? He look happy. He looks so happy.
He's allowed to smoke weed now. They got weed in the. It's not the wellness program no more. They all live in Tampa.
Randy look relaxed. Randy look like, yo, you about to get the best Randy right now, and it's just like it's amazing, man. Randy. He a beast, man. I just see that's a dude that if they ever wanted, break them up, and if he's this type of Randy,
I said it. It's not gonna be Randy that does the heel turn.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be too. I think it's gonna be him too. I think it'll be Riddle too. I think it's gonna be Riddle too.
For the longest, it's gonna be.
I think so too. I think so too.
He hits him back with the. Don't you talk to me about your belts? It's been 20 years. Young as this, young as that. Oh, the big dog let you bitches off the leash, and he almost said "fuck it." Right, but he ain't here to say it. I heard when he said frickin'. If you say frickin', that's the word my kids say because they know if I hear them say the F word the other way, they're gonna be in trouble.
Yo, so Randy was going street. Randy was going so street. I was like, damn, Randy, that's how we going? Randy was going so street.
That asking me the question, I'm gonna start with you, KME. We see the unification, or are they unifying them? We don't know exactly because Roman's still carrying 2 belts. Right. Okay, there hasn't been one belt yet that all us belt collectors trying to buy. Okay, slow your money down. I ain't got the money for that right now. Can I wait on another belt right now? I got enough belts to buy. Okay, so will the bloodline get all these belts? Or do you think rated RK Bro will stand strong? Because as I'm thinking it's a one-sided race, which I still might. That's wrestling for you, right? Randy's promo made me feel like shit. I did forget about that. Is Randy fucking Orton. You know what I'm saying? But in my mind, it's the Usos. They're gonna take all these belts. Your thoughts on that?
I think the Usos are gonna get all the belts. It makes sense right now for the story that they're telling with Roman Reigns. I don't think he's losing that title anytime soon. So you might as well just make everyone in that faction stronger until you're ready to show a vulnerability in Roman.
You think they get all the belts? Now, I posted that earlier. I stole it from somebody because everything on Twitter nowadays we steal from somebody. I stole it earlier, and it was, do you think they get all the belts, not just these tag team belts? Because to me, what matters most, if they go get all the belts that's out there, not just
like you're talking about like the Intercontinental title and the US title. Yeah. I mean, they could do that. I mean, I don't even know who the Intercontinental champion or the US champion is. I know someone's gonna tell me, but once
Ricochet isn't Ricochet US champion?
Ricochet, right? And I like what they're doing with Ricochet personally.
And Intercontinental is Ricochet Intercontinental, and US is US is Vint and is Balor, right?
Yeah, but I think Balor loses tonight, in my opinion.
Yeah, theory. He's gonna lose a theory. He's gonna lose.
You know what I mean? Right. But I don't want him to. I'm not gonna say because I'm a big Finn Balor guy. I want Finn. I think a young Brood is coming 2.0. I said that at Mania with Edge and them. And only thing that could offset a brutish kind of
Black
thing.
House or Black.
Well, no, everybody said that bullshit. I'm saying I got 2 words for you. All right, there's what we call it truth or facts, right? So the truth is too sweet, right? And the bullshit is sucking. I'm gonna say suck it to that, and here's why. Because before there was a fucking Black Order, there was the fucking Brood. Everything in wrestling has been recycled, so don't give me that they copy. They all fucking copy, just like
good point. Right. Good point. You the Brood.
The problem isn't them copying. The problem is when they copy and it is so garbage that it reminds you of what used to be good.
Right, used to be good, exactly.
Like I really do. I don't. know what they're doing with Edge and
nobody knows. That's the crazy part. What the fuck was that last week? I thought I was watching. I know you remember this. I know you remember this shit. I thought I was watching Lost Boys. That had some Lost Boys shit in it. I was like, ain't this like 1983, 85?
Like they literally like had this dude do a pose in the ring.
And nothing happened.
That was the end of the match.
No blood fell. Nothing. Like it was just it.
And this is the thing. And this is the thing with WWE. If you want to do that kind of shit, I'm done complaining about that cartoonish crap on WWE. But you can't get mad when people don't take you seriously. Once you do stuff like that,
True.
you know.
See, so let me ask you that, because I know you left the church, okay, of WWE. You know, I left on the they fucked my Kofi over shit, but I came back because I'm a moron.
Right.
When you look at this, because I see this, hey, I'm real my shit, okay.
Right.
I don't think it's over yet, but that's to me, right? But when you look at that you go, like I said, that was some. I can admit that was some Lost Boys shit, okay.
Right.
So did that turn you off completely from that role? Or you like, okay, motherfuckers, you got this week or next, that's it?
I think the problem that I have with WWE is they keep telling people who the guy, and it's not even like they're overtly telling you this. It's that you're like Austin Theory.
Hey,
I'm gonna just call him. Yes. When you put this guy in this position and everybody is like, oh, he's the next guy. He's the next guy. He's the next guy. I've never seen that worked out. And anytime it works out, it's when they leave and come back, like with Drew McIntyre, when they were telling you, oh, he's the chosen one. He's the chosen one. It's just a knee-jerk reaction to reject him. I don't have anything personal against Austin Theory, but I don't like the dude as a wrestler because I've been given no reason to think he matters. That's fair.
Opinion. That's an opinion, but that's a fair opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Wally.
No, I'm with that. I'm with exactly what you're saying because I remember initially seeing Austin Theory when they called him up prior, way before he even went to NXT, and I thought he had potential. Like I did literally think he had potential. I do think there is a thing that would Cam is talking about in terms of forcing somebody to be the guy. Like even how fans kind of rejected Roman for a while, right? Because they were forcing Roman, but in Roman, in terms, I give Roman credit. I feel like this is an individual thing.
Yeah,
Roman became more Roman, and he embraced it, just like how The Rock was. Like when The Rock embraced the hate, like he remembered that, and he fueled, and he made it.
Rocky.
Yeah. So like,
but Roman is already a bad guy though, so he doesn't have
Roman. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, Theory's already a bad guy. Yeah, Theory's already
the bad guys they've ever been.
Yeah. So like at least with Roman, you could turn him into a heel, and then now he's playing. It's going with the fans already think, and then the fans will start liking him because Roman does exactly what he says he's going to do. He goes out there, beats people's asses, has all those belts,
and he has the buzz, and he has the swag to do it. Like because you could be a bad guy, you could take all that in, but eventually you can get stale. The cool thing about Roman compared to like Theory is that he has that swag, that characteristic, charisma to pull it off.
Have me put my kiddish gloves on. You know, I went to WrestleMania. I was a little baby. I got the gold and the red. Don't play with me. I put them on.
But to Theory's point, like to the whole Theory thing, I do think Theory has potential, his ability, but I just think that you force it, and then the people that like beating a dude who's really over in Finn Balor. Like Finn Balor is so over, and the way you're beating him consistently, it's like you're really forcing it.
But see, that's where I will beg to differ.
Okay,
right? As a Finn mark.
Yeah.
Okay. I have 3 guys I followed through the indie circuit that I've ever watched. It's been Prince DeVitt. Okay. It was John Moxley, and it was American Dragon, Daniel Bryan. Okay. If a loose 4th one would be there, would have been Charlie Haas.
Yeah, Charlie.
Okay. That I actually watched through the up and comings, not the MEC, all that stuff. So he's not over in Vince's eyes. For every reason, somebody always said Vince made him the first Universal Champion. Okay, whatever the fuck that was then, it's not what we're getting now. Okay, but Finn is over. Here's my Austin. I don't like the guy necessarily.
Yeah,
But to me, when it comes to this product, not professional wrestling,
yeah,
I'm talking about sports entertainment within the WWE walls of what they're used to cooking.
Yeah.
Austin Theory's the guy. When you look at, I look at WWE and go, they have to look a certain way, and then I can get behind them.
Yeah, but you don't think Finn has a look though? You don't think Finn has a look? I think Finn has a.
I think Finn is too small.
Yeah, I think and he's also
Finn is too small, and Vince doesn't like smaller guys. If you look at wrestling,
no, you're right. No, you're right. He doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He's gone back to.
But
other than AJ, he loves AJ. He loves AJ.
I think it's deeper than that though. I think that Finn Balor is like almost 40, and Vince McMahon sees him as old and washed up,
and gets hurt, and he gets hurt.
You know, and I think that with Austin Theory, Vince might see him as a moldable piece of clay that he could turn into what he wants him to turn into. They just gotta put the pedal to the metal with that guy, man. Because I got no interest in Thin Theory, and they dropped the Austin Theory. If you Google Theory, you're gonna come up with fucking science shit. You're gonna come up with Big Bang Theory. Like, why would you drop that name? I'm supposed to just Google Theory and expect this dork to pop up? Make it make sense to me.
Facts, man.
Hey, Vince, I think KME got something to tell you.
Get the fuck out my face with that shit.
Oh, that was Samuel. My bad. Well, we're going to leave Theory where he is, and that's that bullshit-ass haircut in A-Town Down. Because every time I hear A-Town Down, I think about Atlanta.
He's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta, right?
Yeah, he's from Atlanta, but it still throws me the fuck off.
I know, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
When I first
it throws you off when you see a white boy saying A-Town Down.
Yeah. So at WrestleMania, I'm gonna keep it real. I cheer for everybody.
Yeah.
Literally, everybody walked out that fucking curtain. I was, I was the fucking dickhead for. Okay. Yeah. So the boy I'm with, young boy, he's like 23 years old. So,
I think he got a lot of time.
That's my guy. But he's like A-Town Down. Yeah, A-Town Down. I'm like,
yeah, Atlanta is an old stomping ground for me. I visit it every year. It's near and dear to my heart. The question that I just got: did this white boy earn the right to be saying A-Town Down?
Maybe he has. Maybe he has.
Yeah,
maybe he has. Maybe in the circles. Maybe in the streets. Theory is the man. Like maybe in the streets. Maybe traveling with T.I. Maybe traveling with T.I. Maybe doing all this.
Yeah, Paulie D got over with 50.
I'm just saying.
Maybe. You a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you are too.
Shit. Well, in that case, that gives me a small chronic break to take this shot to say happy birthday to my son and the greatest women's wrestler.
It's your son.
Y'all thought I was going to forget about it? Of all time, Charlotte Flair. I'm going to take a shot and say it one more time. Excuse me.
Oh, it's Ric Flair's daughter.
Happy birthday to the greatest female wrestler.
I like Sasha better though, but she's great though. I think she's great though. I like Charlotte more, but she's great though.
Of all time.
I think this is one of the. Yeah, I think this is one of the last debates I had with you on the old show, the old format. I can see this argument.
Listen. No one's gonna win this with me. It's like saying Jordan's not the GOAT. For me.
Charlotte?
And I got I got two Laker fans on here right now.
My man's Magic.
Okay. Both Laker fans, one from LA and one wants to be in LA, like I want to be in LA. Okay.
I've been there a couple times, you know what I mean?
I've been there a few times. I can't wait for Mania next year for the feud I called 3 years ago, Blood versus Blood.
And Vaughn, shout out to Vaughn too, man. You gotta say 3, man. Shout it out, Vaughn.
I didn't damn it, Vaughn.
I got you, Vaughn. I got Vaughn. I'm out here with you, bro. Vaughn, Lakers fan.
I'm gonna say this much though. That damn winning time, I told my wife,
it's
no bullshit. It makes me want to be a fucking Laker fan.
It's dope, bro.
It's the greatest story I've ever heard in my life.
It's dope, man. It's dope.
Listen, that man is finger banging the chick under the table, and Jamie Buss walks up and goes, "What's wrong, honey? Somebody died?"
Dude, that's dope. It's one of the best shows out, man. Last night's show was a banger, man. Last night's show was
Larry Bird was hilarious.
Larry Bird, and you see that is hilarious. See, that's what we trying to tell. I be trying to educate young folks about Bird.
Listen,
like that dude's savage.
If you're
Bird
not
was a
watching
savage.
Winning Time, you're missing out on this. Listen, you can't debate with me the same way I will always put Nikki Bella top 10. And my only reason for it is if you put Trish up there, to me, they're 1 and 1 too. I don't give a fuck. I look at one, to me, they're exactly the fucking mirror Alberts. That's just my lenses. You got yours on. And I do wear glasses now. I'm getting older. I don't wear them. Okay. But I can still see. Like, I'm the only person I know personally that thought her and Ronda Rousey's match was fucking amazing to me at WrestleMania. It was a lot. I thought if you go back and watch that match for what it was a really fucking good.
I mean,
it was like watching somebody just said his name, but not Finn Balor. Vic Finley versus some fucking Dean Malenko. No bullshit, because they were shooting so hard in the match.
It's good.
You know what I mean? Like it was a lot. It wasn't what you're gonna get from. They're not gonna tell the story. That story was under because it's Ronda. She's got the same. Anyway, let's move the fuck on.
People ask too much. People ask too much. They just want to hate.
Battle of the Belts went down last week, and I'm offended I ain't got the picture for my man Hangman motherfucking Page, Bay, and Adam Cole.
They killing them.
Okay, because this is where I have to shift to the other side of the church. Okay,
right,
all right, because there's my entertainment wrestling, and there's my fucking pro wrestling. The shit I grew up with. Okay, and that's AEW.
Yeah.
Okay, Battle of the Belts is better than it was the year before. I don't care about night 1, night 2. I got what I needed out of both of them, including this girl Nia Rose, which I refuse to like. Y'all know my reasons why.
It's okay. I understand too.
Okay. All right. Thunder Rosa all the way in that. And I didn't know Thunder Rosa was so thick like that. Damn, Thunder Rosa, you got some yams back there. Okay. We're not going to talk about how yet another black man loses his title to Sammy Guevara, already a 3-time champion. Okay. And just the whole setup for the whole weekend. But and then bring it back Dawson Castle. Didn't he have problems saying something about his balls or something like that? When he had to. Him and the Ryan dude with the crotch shot is the finishing move. Don Castle did some shit wrong.
That dude interest is hilarious, though. That dude interest is hilarious.
All right, and I love watching the cock, and that's my favorite channel. I don't care what nobody say. You call it Peacock, I'm heterosexual. Okay, goddamn it. All right, it's called the cock. I tell my wife all the time, I'm putting on the cock. Okay?
Okay.
There it is. I said it 4 times just to make you guys feel uncomfortable. All right, because give me what I need. I did play that. My wife hates when I play that soundbite. Okay. Elvis, I'm only going to put this because I will never acknowledge you. Okay. Until you can get on the rides at Six Flags or wherever home park you're close to without having to be accompanied by an adult, you cannot be acknowledged.
Acknowledge me. I got that gift.
No, listen, here's my problem, Miss Lyons, and I'm going to say this where it is. Wrestling fans act like they don't know what a girl looks like anymore. Oh, my God. Every ass y'all see in the wrestling world. Like,
they do look good,
men,
though.
I'm not saying she
do look good, though.
But they don't feel like, can the girl wrestle? I don't think so. What do we know about her? I don't know shit. All I see is ass.
I don't know if she can wrestle. I ain't going to lie to you.
That's my point.
I won't even lie to you. I've never even watched a match of hers. Won't even lie.
That's my whole point. But DC chimes in, love Sammy G, but Scorpio Sky deserved better. They did not do the match much with him as champion, such a letdown. And they didn't do much with him as champion. And I thought maybe Tony Khan heard us say, this is some bullshit how you treating blacks. Right. And how he was, to me, he should be your rocket ship young star.
Right.
Okay. Maybe him, what's y'all guy like little? I call him Baby Rock, like me.
Star.
Oh man, he's a star, bro. You saw how over he was.
Starts to the star, and I like Brian Hobbs.
I love Hobbs. Hobbs.
So
speak on it, KME.
A couple weeks ago, I was a part of an interview. Brandon Thurston of WrestleNomics.
Yes, I know him very well. You know that. You go back. Come on.
Yeah. He interviewed me and asked me what my opinion was on AEW because they don't, out of the population of people who watch wrestling on Wednesday nights, they've got less black people percent-wise than every other company on national television. It's not saying that they've got less black wrestlers than Impact or anything like that.
Being
what
featured.
Featured. Well, what the graph says is they've got a lot of people on Wednesday night who watch wrestling, and of that population who watch wrestling on Wednesday night, there's less black people than most other racial groups. Okay. So when I was asked about this, he asked me, what do I think the problem with AEW is? And I think that AEW, as far as reaching out to black people, this is a problem that I think exists in wrestling in general. It's not just the AEW problem. Are you giving me? Do you care about black people? Is what I'm asking. It's like the way that wrestling is booked when it comes to black people, it's not so much that it's racist. It's like they're not even thinking about what the black audience thinks. Like you have Bianca Belair lose in 10 seconds at SummerSlam, and you're looking at Bianca Belair as just another
don't say Kofi, because I told you that's where I lost my heart when Kofi lost to Rock in 15 seconds. It was, but go ahead.
The only reason why you would do that though is because you're not thinking about the black audience. You're thinking that, oh, this is just another person. Some of the worst kind of racism is when you're not even considering the fact that this person is black and you're just jobbing them out and thinking that we don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like Judy Winslow syndrome, right? Where she's just taken off of Family Matters without any explanation, and you don't think the black audience deserves a reason, or this guy deserves a lengthy title run, and that's why my problem is with Scorpio Sky. And then when I say this to AEW fans, all I do is look at fucking facts and numbers and graphs. I don't argue with math. I leave that to the motherfuckers on Fox News to do that shit. When something is presented in my face, and this is what the math says, that less black people watch AEW than WWE, it's a fact. You know, I like AEW more than WWE, but the problem is, the fact remains is less black people are watching it. So now how do we fix it? Scorpio Sky, that
was their cash.
Yeah, and they made them lose. I'm just hoping that when AEW comes to Los Angeles in June,
they can do good. Hope they can do good.
He wins the title in Los Angeles because that's his hometown.
That's where he's from, right?
Comes out with a Laker belt.
Yeah,
you know. And
something like this, of course, a Laker fan would say that. Okay,
of course.
Jesus, fucking Laker fans.
I will say, I do want to to what you just said when you said though, like I do, I agree. I think they've gotten a little bit better, but I do agree with you, like with how they treat the black wrestler. It has always annoyed me. It has, but I thought they haven't gotten better. I mean, because I always get when I call them out on it, people throw Jade. And they've done a great job with Jade. Jade's amazing. Like, she's
Jade's awesome.
She's a star. She's just a star. It is what it is.
Charmaine.
She's a star, you know what I'm saying? But I have an issue with how they treat what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying. It's like, for instance, I'm gonna use a guy that I like, Jay Lethal. I love Jay Lethal. I think Jay Lethal's amazing. You know what I mean? Jay Lethal was a Ring of Honor star, a champion. Ric Flair loves him, so he has respect from some of the Kevin Nash. So he has some of the respect from some of the all-time greats. But when the way they booked Jay Lethal initially, before the Ring of Honor, before Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor, it was as if Jay Lethal was another guy, and you don't treat Jay Lethal like another guy.
Yeah,
he's not another guy. Yeah. Like he put out and he's a performer in the ring. We're talking about what this brand is about, right, Mike? You're just talking about I watched my pro wrestling at AEW. Well, they don't get it. Jay Lethal is one of the baddest dudes in pro wrestling. If we're talking about pro wrestling, right?
Yes.
And you have him losing to no knock. I love Ricky Starks, and if you're going to build Ricky Starks to build him to, like what Mike says, to be a star,
Right.
then you don't have him losing it. You don't. Then you would have him Jay Lethal losing to Ricky Starks. But if you're not gonna do anything with Ricky Starks, just let him hold the FTW belt and that's it. Then why are you having Jay Lethal lose to Ricky Starks?
Right. Because Ricky Starks' Rampage is his show, because that's where the blacks go. They go to Rampage.
I'm just saying, like, if you're going to, I'm just saying, like, if you're going to, I'm just saying, if you're going to do all these, like, you saw how, you know, in Ring of Honor, him and Adam Cole were neck and neck. The only difference is Adam Cole went to the WWE. That's the only difference. But it is what it is. I like Adam Cole, not knocking him.
What's your wrestling knowledge?
I'm just saying that's the only difference. It's the only difference.
Right.
Jay Lethal in the grand scheme of things. They're in love with Jonathan Gresham.
Right.
Jay Lethal was in Ring of Honor. Like, but you're in love with the dude.
I just gotta say this, to be honest. Ain't nobody checking for Jay Lethal, dude.
I'm just telling you in terms of what they're talking about.
What you're saying in terms of the problem with AEW is not that they have a diversity problem. They have a problem with Tony Khan. Tony Khan has too many
women too. Women wrestlers too.
It's like opening up the. Anybody watch the movie The Toy with Richard Pryor?
Yeah.
That's Tony Khan. Mm-hmm. Okay, he has all these toys.
Right.
He's buying this asset, that asset, this asset. And he can't control them all. Right? It's not that AEW, and I think that's why I never understood. Okay, while this guy, he makes his AEW Dynamite debut this Wednesday night. They finally put Swerve in them on Dynamite. Look how that match did, right? The problem with Brian Cates. The problem with AEW is that it's just too many people.
Right.
And to me, that was WCW where it got, and that's why I compared to WCW. They can't compare to TNA. They got way too many more stars than TNA's ever had at one time. Okay. AEW is the best thing you've had as a competition since WCW for WWE. Flat out, it's not a competition. Not no Ring of Honor, not no ECW. None of that shit was competition. This is comp because he has so many people. When you have the average person say, "Oh shit, they got Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, Sting, the Four Horsemen, Rusev, Tony Schiavone, JR's over there." You know what I'm saying? Like, then you start hearing the Jay Lethals and you get them extra guys.
Yeah, but
AEW just has to get themselves under. As I was saying, WCW's issue was it was just too many guys. And when they finally got themselves established, again, they just ran too long with NWO.
Right. I think, AEW has like two rosters working as one roster. WWE's got two rosters, and they've got
Raw, it's the same format. But it's the same format.
But I do think that AEW, like, again, look, I'm supposed to be covering AEW. I think you are too, Mike Knox, for next month.
For Double or Nothing, right?
Double or Nothing. So Tony TK, if you're listening, I'm not accusing you.
Well, he's been hurt, Dennis,
of being a racist or anything like that.
Not saying that. I just think he has too many toys.
But you have too many toys, and what happens as a result of that is the black wrestlers are not being thought about.
You're not shuffling the cards while we're playing spades. I need a redeal.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, you see when Jay comes, I'm gonna use Jay as that. When he comes out, people go, their crowd
they
goes wild.
Him.
Their crowd goes wild. That tells you enough. You say that people ain't checking for it, but their audience and whoever they go wild.
Their audience go for anybody.
Man, look,
their audience go for anybody.
They didn't go for Sammy Guevara.
Sorry, they're not for Sammy like that. Not for Sammy like that.
Yeah, they didn't go for Sammy like Jay the other day.
Not like Sammy like Jay. I'm saying. There are certain people when Jay goes out there, the people they have him, going against, he gets the louder pop. He gets the louder pop.
Charmaine, I love you, girl, but Mercedes Martinez shouldn't touch Thunder Rosa.
You don't want to see
unless she's carrying her bags.
You don't like Mercedes Martinez?
Listen, no, because people
I like her, but
people have to understand there's a difference between being a good wrestler. And people are my thing. What you're gonna say, and I'll move on because we got to hear.
Yeah,
Jay Lethal should be exactly what Tony Starks or Starks did to him. I said not Tony Starks. I apologize because I've always said legends. I don't have a problem with legends. I have a problem with legends being champions. And if a legend is a champion, their job is to only put over the younger. That's why they have a problem. That's why they have a problem with Dolph Ziggler going over there to do what he did for Braun Breaker. I get it. He's like the big kid in school, like watching not Happy Girl or Billy Madison all over again. That's where Dolph Ziggler is. But KME told y'all on Perfect Plex Talk Radio about a decade ago. Okay, why isn't Dolph Ziggler over? Because his fucking name is Dolph Ziggler. It's that simple.
Yeah.
All right. So Before we get out of here, guys, I'm going to take your attention back to the topic of the day. And what is that topic of the day? The topic of the day is, frankly, what makes a GOAT in professional wrestling. I think I got to have criteria. I think with anybody's fucking list, I'm being honest, okay? Don't give me a list of your top guys of all time if for not 1 second can you tell me why that person is number one. Don't tell me he's the GOAT. Don't tell me they're this. Don't tell me they're that. If you don't give me a reason to know why they're there. Why do you put that person on that pedestal? I need to know. Okay, so we have to have a criteria for these kind of things. And what I like to do is I like to bring people to have criteria. Okay, so before we get into that criteria, it's putting butts in the seats. It's merchandise sales. Okay, it's titles. It's their dance partner. Is their dance partner an all-time great? Do people know them outside of professional wrestling? That is the question. That is the call to answer to be a GOAT. Okay, because when I say The Miz,
Hold on here. Is it the barbershop? Is it the barbershop? It's the barbershop. I mean, we can't talk straight in the barbershop. Then where can we talk straight? We can't talk straight nowhere else. You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. That's all I got to tell you. It ain't nobody exempt in the barbershop. You know that. Ain't nobody exempt. You can talk about whoever and whatever, whenever you want to in the barbershop.
And we'll be right back. King Vaughn's coming up with This Week in Wrestling History, y'all. We'll be right back.
Yo, it's crime time. EST. Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Vaughn.
All right, everybody. Of course, once again, this is King Vaughn Jr., host of the Victorious Ones podcast, and I'm here to give you your weekend wrestling history moment. And of course, on this week in wrestling history, in 1985, Bruiser Brody made his debut within New Japan, within Japan Pro Wrestling against Inoki. And also on this day in 1990 was when Eddie Guerrero's dad, Gory Guerrero, passed away. Also on this day in 2004, Backlash 2004 took place. Of course, Randy Orton defeated Cactus Jack to retain the Intercontinental title. And we also had a WrestleMania 20 rematch where he who should not be named retained the title. And of course, and when it comes to birthdays, this past weekend, of course, George the Animal Steel would have turned 85. Vicky Guerrero turned 54 on April 16th as well. Mia Yim turned 33 on April 16th. On April 17th, yesterday, Roddy Piper would have turned 68. And of course, today is the 61st birthday of the Brooklyn Brawler. And that's it for your day in, this week in wrestling history.
Yo, it's crime time.
EST.
Soul Man, Rocky Johnson. It's the Honky Tonk Man. NWO. Can you smell what The Rock is cooking? UPR and Around the Blocks give to you This Week in Wrestling History with King Vaughn.
Good morning, wrestling fans. Listen, this is your boy Mike Knox, and I just have this crazy notion that everybody does too many Mount Rushmores, right? There's a Mount Rushmore for this, there's a Mount Rushmore for that. You got yours, I got mine. But I have a different criteria, and I want to hear from you, wrestling fans out there. What is the criterias for being a GOAT? Now, your Mount Rushmore, that's going to change because it's your opinion. But for me, you got to have criteria to be great. Titles matter. Who they dance with, that's their dance partner, the person they went in the ring with the most. That matters. Not only does that matter, that person they went with has to be an all-time great as well. You just can't be some, Barry Horowitz and then call yourself the GOAT. Who did they go against? What kind of merchandise stuff do they have? Did they sell a lot of Ultimate Warrior shirts? Or do people know them outside of wrestling? Music, cartoons, pop culture, all those things encompassing. What makes a GOAT? That means the greatest of all time. So my greatest of all time may not be your greatest, but they should at least still be similar in all those categories that I mentioned. So I want to hear from you. What makes a GOAT in professional wrestling?
I give you 5 other ones in that ilk.
Vaughn, you disrespect the NWO like that?
Hold on, what did he say? Even when it comes to factions, the NWO and the Four Horsemen have been surpassed. I don't disagree. I've said that. I told you I thought that this fucking Shield was. Listen, he walks away from the bit. I'm not saying they're loved more, okay? Because they're not. They're not. If there was no Horsemen, there would be none of these other factions that have existed and had the longevity these guys have had. And I'm still taking nothing from the Four Horsemen. They're definitely the Mount. Well, Around the Blocks is no longer because it's mine, and I took it all back. But we are back here on Perfect Plex. Oh, I got the wrong thing on the background already there. Look at, I gotta get rid of that thing. Perfect Plex Talk Radio. There it is. Boom. So we are back. What makes a GOAT? Again, you heard my criteria, and somebody commented on my video and said, "Well, why do you have Cena on there? If you think Cena's not a GOAT or even a Mount Rushmore." Right, because Mount Rushmore, it's too many of these things. Cena's definitely a GOAT. Is he on yours? He is on mine. Doesn't matter. I think when it comes to finances, Cena's a Mount Rushmore of finances in wrestling. Okay, so again, I asked that question because someone said, well, Dice said last week that when Jericho returns, he will get Undertaker treatment, and I said no way. No one will get what Undertaker got at this past year's WrestleMania because he's the fucking Undertaker. You know what I mean? Like, he's the last, completely honestly, of a dying breed of a character that we know is a character that should not be a character that we fall in love with because none of it makes sense in real life. And, that's why I thought a guy like him could have continued going on with the cinematic universe of WWE. So, Jericho became a discussion all over. Jericho, Miz, what makes a GOAT? I'm going to start with you, Wally. I'm going to name some people. You tell me, are they GOATish or are they not GOATish?
Okay.
I'm going to start with an easy one for you. That's too easy. Fuck it. Randy Orton.
No.
You don't think Randy Orton's a GOAT?
In terms of your criteria, no. Outside, people know Randy Orton.
And in my criteria, the only thing they don't know about Randy Orton is outside.
The outside, and I think that's very important.
The outside. But again, in the criteria, that don't mean but that doesn't make him a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah. Oh, right? He's GOAT-ish.
But he's a GOAT because out of the five criteria, he covers 4.
No, he's GOAT-ish. I just feel like we're talking about GOAT-ish in terms of having an argument to being the number one. Yeah. I don't think you can make an argument for him being number one.
I don't think he can be number one.
Okay, then he's one of the best performers ever. Yeah, he's a GOAT. He's GOAT-ish then.
Okay. I'm gonna go with you, KME. You have the shirt on. Let's go with just him. It's I know the Hardy Boys are GOATish.
Yeah.
It's Jeff Hardy GOATish by himself.
I would want to say that, but if you're judging by the criteria that you put out,
well, if you want to add something in there and say X-Nay.
The thing is with Jeff Hardy is that I don't know if he was ever believed to be the guy that could carry the company. It was one of those situations where he couldn't be denied because the merch just spoke for itself. When Jeff Hardy was on top, him and Cena were neck and neck as far as merchandise.
It's why the New Day is where they are. Their merch.
Yeah, it's with Jeff Hardy also. When he debuted in AEW, that video on YouTube got so many more streams than anything else in wrestling.
Which one?
The debut of Jeff Hardy, the one where he came out and danced his little jig.
The one
Matt with his butt whip.
And I think that, and they had that debate because that's what wrestling fans do, like DC and Marvel. I got to throw it out there. There's no way that pop was bigger than when he came back at WrestleMania.
I'm not gonna, because that's not a fair. But no,
I'm just saying, and if that crowd was smaller than a WrestleMania crowd, I get that it's Mania. But that again, I have to be honest to that fan base and being on both sides of the fence. That crowd pops for anybody. They bring out Molly Holly, they're gonna fucking pop like
not that. Like that, not for Jeff, not like they did for Jeff, not for Jeff. Nah,
I mean that's like saying
CM Punk's pop was bigger than Jeff Hardy's pop.
Yeah, that's different though. Yeah,
that's like saying Rudy Huxtable isn't as fine as Halle Berry. You know you're jumping, but you're jumping way to the top of the
to the left. That was the number one song when my son was born.
Yeah, it's like the comparison has to be comparable. But I do think but as far as Jeff Hardy is concerned, I just and he had his own personal issues and stuff too that kind of stopped him from.
How about this one from Elvis? Eddie Guerrero.
No.
Wow.
I don't think he's GOAT either. He's GOAT inside the squared circle.
Right.
Yeah.
And into the eyes of us as wrestling fans, we will always love him. How about this? One of my favorites of all time. I say yes.
Yes, he is. Because he's actually if he crosses over, he actually does cross over too.
He actually pauses
a lot of.
Jamie has a really heavy pause, and I couldn't get off his facial expression when he saw Triple H.
He actually is.
I'm not saying he's a GOAT. I think he benefits from being married to Stephanie and being put. And you know what? I give Triple H all the credit in the world for NXT. Not this 2.0 bullshit that's out now, but NXT. NXT did what it was supposed to do. It was never gonna beat AEW in the ratings just because the talent wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
It's an unfair. But greats versus new.
Yeah, but what NXT was able to do was split the wrestling audience enough to where AEW is still not consistently getting a million viewers a week. I give Triple H credit for that. You know, so
it's about to switch now. Okay, how about my other favorite, who I shit my microphone. Okay, I put he's my 1.2.
Right,
but that's my favorite. Is Bret Hart a GOAT?
Yeah, if you're gonna give me a criteria, he is. If you're gonna give me
by your criteria, and also we have to understand that when Bret Hart was champion, WWE wasn't a publicly traded company yet. They were still there. It was lean years. Vince McMahon was in the middle of a steroid trial, and Bret Hart was able to keep him afloat. Had he stayed in WWE in 1998, all we can play is the what if game. So I would consider Bret Hart.
And he was on The Simpsons too. He was on The Simpsons too.
Listen, guys, some of your answers are easy. Brock Lesnar, duh. Undertaker, duh.
Yeah.
Stone Cold, duh.
Yeah.
The Rock, duh. Shawn Michaels, duh.
Yeah.
Charmaine, what the fuck? MJF? No, he's not a GOAT. Okay.
Give him time though. Give him time.
He's done.
Give him some seasoning, man.
Roman, I think Roman is a GOAT.
Yeah.
I'm arguing to say that Roman is a top 4 WWE of all time.
I won't go that far.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because he's on a level that only Hulk Hogan, Bruno Sammartino, and John Cena has done.
Right. He's not Stone Cold. He's not The Rock. He's not
no one.
Hulk,
but that's the thing is that no one.
You said top 4 though.
But no one. But no one. Well, to me, Hogan has been surpassed by John Cena. John Cena has surpassed Hogan. When it comes to I don't think it's arguable. But I'm telling you why it's not arguable. Because unfortunately, how in the movie theaters back in the 80s, how Scarface bombed.
Yeah, you're fair. It's fair.
Right?
It's fair. John Cena has success.
Unfortunately, things have changed.
Yeah.
Right? It's like when I hear somebody tell me that I had a call day at work that told me, have you seen the new Juice WRLD expose or story about him? Oh my God. And I'm just like, may he rest in peace. I know nothing about him, nor do I wish to.
Acting wise, the Peacemaker is better than anything Hulk Hogan
has ever done.
As an actor,
has ever done.
Yeah, so
it's hard because somebody. I mean,
like the Firehouse movie. I think I don't. But I think even financially, what he has done for Make-A-Wish, what he has done for the WWE, when he is what we knew as Hogan is what John Cena and my kids will always know moving forward.
No, I know. I get that. It's just hard. You're right. You all valid points. You're right, but I just it's hard for me because it would be no real wrestling business like that if it wasn't
I
for
agree.
that guy.
I 100% agree with you with that.
For racist Hogan.
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing makes me more mad than when I had to do my top 5 moments in WrestleMania history, and I realized that son of a bitch was on.
I just leave him out of every top anything I do.
Here's a good one, Elvis, and I'm gonna say fuck you for this. Is Lita a GOAT? I say yes of the female division, unfortunately. Yeah. And I think without question, Charlotte is, but that's just me. What do you gentlemen think? I'll start with you, Wale.
Lita? Yeah.
It's Charlotte.
Yeah.
A GOAT.
I mean, to me, Sasha, Charlotte, they all like that goats to me. I mean, I
like that.
Even Becky's a GOAT. People
Tori Wilson's not a GOAT. Although she's on, she's in SmackDown magazine, which I'm in the centerfold.
She's a diva GOAT.
I'm the centerfold of a Terry Wilson magazine cover. How about that?
We gotta put two. We gotta put women. They gotta be two separate ones. You got the divas, and you gotta have the wrestling. You got the divas and
I'm a wrestling. Sex symbol, though. I'm a centerfold.
Wait, what?
Tori Wilson. I'm the centerfold in SmackDown magazines where Terry Wilson was the cover.
Is this what? Huh? What are you talking about?
All the pictures with me and Johnston when his album came out. That was the centerfold.
Okay, you scaring me.
But in all those John Cena photos, they are 6 Cena photos. I'm in 4 of the 6. Damn it, I'm the centerfold.
Okay.
Don't take away my wrestling thunder.
I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. You ain't getting that from me, Brian.
Okay, don't take away my wrestling thunder.
I don't take away shit. I mean, I'm about giving folks their flowers. It's not me.
Always points this out to me. When we talked to Bret Hart told me I knew my shit. Yeah. So you think I give a fuck with anybody?
Yeah. You'll be 99 years old on your deathbed, and you'll be like, remember that time when Bret Hart said I knew my wrestling shit? And then you'll pass away then.
I will never let that die.
Yeah, but you are not letting that go.
When you're being included, because, and this is one thing we're gonna get ready to get up out of here. I will always, truthfully, I say this privately, I'm going to say it publicly because that's how I feel. We'll always admire Mr. Christopher Earle, okay? KME to those who are close to him, okay? And yes, I think Michael Cole's a GOAT as well. Because in this world of wrestling that is filled with emotion and adrenaline, just like the fiery debate of DC versus Marvel, Apple versus Android, Xbox versus PlayStation, we've been able to maintain a semblance of respect as black men, of opinions when we completely disagree. There's never met with disrespect. And if there is, or if one feels that there's disrespect, I know I pointed it out. I'm sure he's pointed it out. Like, what the fuck you talking about? Who the fuck you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I've always respected that. Same thing with Christopher Epps. Same thing with Hugo. Okay. I will always, I like it because there's others that cannot understand. I do wear my feet in both arenas. I'm not a WWE guy. Don't classify me as a WWE guy. I'm a wrestling guy. Okay. But I am prone and addicted to Uchi Wally Wally. Okay. It's like they say you go to a black woman or a black man. Once you go black, you can never go back. I don't ever plan on being homosexual because I've had Uchi in my life. Okay. I can't see it ever changing my mind. Okay. WWE will always be number one in my mind. That's my fucking point. Okay. So with that being said, we're going to get holy moly's donut shot. That man has not listened to a show in months. And I say his name because you're on here. It's because you're on here, KME. That's why he responds. Paul Heyman's a GOAT. No, I am not. You know what? You can suck my ass.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I'm not a WWE guy. If you feel that way, that's fine. You and Spotface and go have babies together. Okay. That's how I feel about that. Because you know me on a personal level, which should know. Okay. That's the only thing that gets me. The people I fucking know in real life that I'm trollable. Just let that be known. Like I can be fucked with. Like if I know you, like I don't know you, fuck you. I don't care. But people who I've spoken to on personal levels, y'all get to me. Y'all really get to me. Like on some Stephen A. with the Knicks shit. Y'all get to me. Okay. I'm about to go. So yes, MVP. I know it's all kind of love there, brother. No problem. And hey, he's talking about Bret Hart coming to his grave. Give me that. Can't buy his flowers. There it is. They're right there. Okay. MVP is not a GOAT.
Come on, man. Listen.
Not a GOAT. Not a GOAT.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we do got Raw tonight. I thought the weekend wrestling was pretty damn good overall. I'm excited about tonight. Damn shame Finn Balor's going to lose his title. I hope I'm wrong.
Hope so. Hope you're wrong too, but it's going to happen. He's going to lose, so it's going to happen.
Yes, you are the GOAT of UPR, Charmaine. 100%. Yes, you are, girl. I continue. And that Family Feud y'all played this week, y'all got your ass. Well, I didn't want you to let you know that I was watching, but I was watching. You got your ass in that Family Feud. Lastly, or Kofi, who's more of a GOAT?
Oh, Lashley.
Lashley, yeah. It is because WWE wants Lashley to be the GOAT. It's really simple.
I would say Kofi because of merchandise and outside influences.
How much outside
influence? Because Kofi's known, and so the New Day in itself has trended to that black coach, what's the culture thing, right? And that put them over. So I would even venture to say that Big E is bigger than Lashley.
Okay, what do you think Lashley is ever gonna fall as low as Big E or Kofi have fallen?
No, I don't. In that manner,
he's a WWE guy.
I don't.
The way he looks, it's a WWE look.
I will always say you've been around again 14. I'm gonna keep saying that every time. That's what I do. They call those Mike-isms. Okay.
Yeah.
He will always be the black Brock Lesnar, who should have been just as big as Brock Lesnar, and they didn't make him as big as Brock Lesnar because they just didn't want to.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
he had to.
Even you go back to that. Even when you go back a couple months back.
Yeah.
Right. I was disrespected by Brock Lesnar talking to Bobby like Bobby who? That wasn't Brock Lesnar's fault. That was WWE's fault for who the fuck are you?
Right. Yeah. But the thing with Bobby Lashley is that he is what they like. You know what I'm saying? And when Bobby Lashley's on TV, you always take him seriously. And he always 100%. Keeps it a buck as when he's on TV. With I love Kofi. I was all about Kofi, all about Big E, but
that's the way they use it.
The story that has been written for those guys is nothing even close to the story that's been written for Lashley.
No, I don't think Vader's a GOAT. Vader's an all-time great.
He's not a GOAT.
But he's not a GOAT. Okay, and this is where I'm gonna say this when we got it here. And this is the last one. I say the hardest for last because that's where the whole conversation started off with. And he's not here to get up and walk away. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I want to hear from you guys. Is Jericho a GOAT? I want to hear from you first, Cammy. You the AME guy. I mean, the AEW guy.
I can't.
That's because you're going to double or nothing as the media. I'm not going to hear that. Is he GOAT-ish?
I would.
He's the first. He beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night. Damn right he is.
I think he's a GOAT. I think he's a GOAT. We talk about Randy Orton ago. We talk about Randy.
Because I don't want TK to revoke my media credentials. Chris Jericho is a GOAT.
He's GOAT-ish. Like he's GOAT-ish. He's GOAT-ish. I think we're using the same thing I was talking about. Like I love Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton's amazing. I just think that like the crossover thing kind of gets me. I'm like, I don't know if he's a crossover guy, but in terms of the criteria in the ring, partners and whatnot, yeah, Jericho's GOAT-ish. I mean, he is. He's done it in such a long.
I think he's
so long and such a high level.
I personally think that he's GOAT-ish. But listen, I want to thank you guys again at Wally_USS for Urban Sports Scene. KME Easy Does It. That's been his Twitter handle since the beginning. Mine's never changed. I think mine changed. I got hacked. No, I went to Fox Sports. I got big time to use my real name. And then a friend told me, who the hell is that? Give him Mike Knox, damn it. So I gave him back Mike Knox for King Von Jr. 720. For all everybody, listen, thank you for all the comments and concerns and all that good stuff. Mike is a GOAT. Thank you, Charmaine T. That's why you GOATed, because you know how to stroke my ego. Okay. See, Bret Hart did it. Now you, Charmaine.
I can't be called a GOAT. That's messed up.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'm gonna walk away on that one.
Okay. she don't know you, brother. Listen, okay. I had my undertag was I could call myself the head of the table, the best in the world, and she would clearly let me know that she thought that Chris was the head of the table. And so when me and Chris go out, we were at WrestleMania, I sat the head of the table. He got so pissed. And I said, listen, I know your problem is you think is you're around all these other people. You got another alpha in this damn room. All right. And I watched Teen Wolf. I'm that real alpha. Okay. I'm the real alpha of UPR. They just don't know it yet. All right. Little puppet master behind. So with that being said, guys, listen, do not wake up tomorrow morning and say to yourself, I love me some me. Oh, it ain't going nowhere. And we out of here, y'all. Peace.
Yeah. Perfect Plex Radio. We about to go live on him. Mike Knox. That's with 3 X's because he's hardcore. Are y'all ready? We about to give y'all something special. You ready? Let's go! At the money, now you're all what you getting in. Perfect Plex Radio, got them listening. Mike Knox, from Cena to The Rock, or whatever wrestler is hot. News and interviews, it's a one-stop shop. Matter of fact, let me give you more choices. You could call in and be the voice with the voiceless. So what you waiting on? Let's get it cracking. Let's talk wrestling, that's enough rapping.